Basically, every Yiddish speaker, probably forever, has been multilingual. There's no such thing as like a monolingual Yiddish speaker. You have to speak at least one other language, say in the American context, English, to be able to function in the wider society. Or if you're in Buenos Aires, Argentina, you're speaking Yiddish and Spanish, or in Mexico City.
Apparently my parents decided that they're going to speak Yiddish. You know, as they met and they decided. So Yiddish was the language that they spoke among themselves, and they wanted us to learn it. As I became sort of a Zionist, Yiddish became the language of the galut, of the diaspora. So I was completely against learning any Yiddish at all, and sort of was on principle that I didn't want to learn. I was a Hebraist, so I spoke Hebrew. But the language that we spoke among ourselves was Spanish.
Now, we were all Yiddish speaking at home, of course, so that was my first language. And Spanish, of course, was my second language.
In school there was Yiddish, and Yiddish was spoken in different classes that we took and with different teachers, but there was also lots of Spanish. We had teachers in Spanish, and when we went to play soccer, we would play in Spanish. So we knew in Yiddish school that we were bilingual, and we knew perfectly, and I say this with a sense of wonder and puzzlement. We knew perfectly which language belonged to what moment of the day and to which classroom. I am fascinated by the phenomenon of Spanglish. The fact that English and Spanish intertwine, crossbreed, become one, this to many is horrendous. Either protect the one or protect the other, but don't mix them.
Pesach in my family was legendary. We were all Ashkenazi Jews, but part of my family had married some Sephardic Jews, so we had some Greek and Turkish Jews in the family. So they brought in some of the melodies of the Sephardic folklore from Pesach. At the end of the Seder, where you have the Chad Gadya and the Chad Miyodea, right? Who is one? One is the Lord, one is God, or the Chad Gadya, the little goat. So we would have the Yiddish version, right? Ich hoff fareich am Mainzele Gorshein. You know, my Tate hot at Ziegele, gekauft Farstei, Gildei.
We headed off to Buenos Aires for 5 days, and we met the most incredible family. We met Rosita. Rosita is the daughter of the eldest brother that settled in Argentina. Mark is the son, my husband, the son of the youngest brother that settled in New York.
Yatzigele avaisin ke ashenin ke vigold und stei gildei mezumene ot im farim batzold.
Rosita turns out to be the quintessential, most wonderful grandmother, the matriarch of her family, the Jewish matriarch of an incredible Jewish family.
Chad Gadya un Chad Gadya. And then we would do it in Ladino. Un cabritillo que compró mi padre por 2 levanim, y vino el gato y mató al cabritillo que compró mi padre por 2 levanim.
In allgemein, wir Mexikaner trachten, als wir seinen Yiddish früher und Mexikanisch später. Das geschieht nicht in allgemein, lo wir sagen in die Vereinigten Staaten oder in Argentinien, wo seinen da hohe Prozenten von Assimilatie. Efter das hat zu tun, aber in Mexiko, unsere Identität ist Yiddish und noch Mexikanisch. Ich trage, dass sie beide können sein zusammen sehr schön zusammen.
I do want to share one particular card that I found in my mother's artifacts, and it had to do with Holocaust related, about the defiance of Jews about what was happening. This was on like a 1942 postcard, and the title is volveremos, or we will come back. In Yiddish is wir wollen sich umkehren at the bottom. We will come back. It was like a defiant thing that we will come back. And it was, I actually blew this up, and the original, if I can read from the back, was issued by the Central Committee, this is in Spanish, the Central Feminine Committee, meaning Women's Committee. And it's a committee, Jewish committee, in solidarity with the Soviet Union, England, and all the rest of the countries that fight against Nazi fascism.
Ich trage das, es ist sehr gute und exotische und neue Sache, alte neue Sache zu seiner Mexikaner Id, weil keiner weiß nicht wegen die Keile, keiner weiß nicht keine Sache, man hört so viel Bobe meistens wegen Mexiko, wegen Kartellen und so viel Sachen und Soap Operas. Ich fühle, als die beste Sache, was hat mir gekannt geschehen, in Identität, ist zu sein bei der Aid und ein Mexikaner.
Language is a set of glasses that you put, and you change those glasses and you put another glass, and the world looks differently, and you look differently because the frame is another one. Yiddish was the language of our Jewishness, our way of relating to the past, of seeing Poland and the Ukraine as places where we had some connection, even though it was only through nostalgia, through visions of a past that were presented through the memories of grandparents and of parents that recreated memories of grandparents and so on. My father, for instance, every so often when he would joke, he would sing in Polish or he would sing in Russian. And my mother would crack a joke that obviously had started in another language, and then when you heard it in Spanish, it was a disaster. There is a very famous Austrian philosopher, Ludwig Wittgenstein, who once said that the limit of one's world is the limit of one's language, and also the limit of one's language is the limit of one's world. And that which you cannot say doesn't exist. I am fascinated by that thought, and I am fascinated by the possibilities of saying things.
¿Qué mató a la vaca? ¿Qué bebió el agua? ¿Qué apagó el fuego? ¿Qué quemó el palo? ¿Qué pegó al perro? ¿Qué mordió al gato? ¿Qué comió al cabritillo que compró mi padre? Por 2 levanim, por 2 levanim. So it just would go on and on like that.